Good morning, everyone. This will be an important meeting, a symbolic meeting. First time that we have EU Western Balkan Summit here in a country of that region. I'm absolutely convinced that the future of our children will be safer and more prosperous with the Western Balkans within the EU, and we are working very hard in order to make progress. Today, for instance, we will sign an agreement on the roaming. This is a concrete achievement in line with what we had discussed in Berdo more than 1 year ago. It means that for businesses, for people to people, for tourism, this is a strong and important step in the right direction. Another important element is the support that we want to bring to the Western Balkans in relationship with this energy crisis and the energy difficulties. This is a consequence of the war launched by Russia against Ukraine, and it shows our commitment to strengthen the integration, to strengthen the cooperation with the region.
Što se tiče od posebnih bilaterala sa italijanskom premijerkom Meloni, sa holandskim i belgijskim premijerima, to će biti odvojene bilaterale, a ovo sve drugo, naravno, gotovo sa svima ću razgovarati i iz regiona i iz Evropske unije, podrazumeva se. Čini mi se uvijek da je bolje, da je zato to važno, ne samo zbog prijateljstva sa Albanijom i otvorenog Balkana, već da je uvijek bolje biti za stolom, jer kad niste za stolom, onda ste obično na meniju i onda svi jedva dočekaju, tako da ovako je dobra prilika da čuvamo interes Srbije. To. Srećan radom želim. There were a lot of different issues on some EU officials' reaction on Kosovo issue and on dialogue issue, and that was, as a matter of fact, the main reason. And after all, we decided, after big consultations we have within the state, to come and to discuss all the issues, because we'll have an opportunity here at least to say what we think about it, and we'll remain committed to the dialogue process and to the EU negotiating process, and will remain very firmly on the EU path, but at the same time, we have to protect our state and national interests in accordance with our constitution. Thanks a lot.
Why are you optimistic that there will be progress this time in the
Have you heard any optimistic statements from myself?
So you're not optimistic?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just realistic, and I'm here to learn a lot from many people from European Union and region, to listen to them, and then at the end to explain Serbia's position. And I believe that it's important to get some good news, and there are two good news, which are on energy issues that will get big support, that will get. Be patient, please. Be patient and listen before I finish my response. Which means that it's important to get that EU support on energy issues. At the same time, this telecom roaming issue is also important for the citizens of the Western Balkans. And that these are good signals. These are good signs. These are good signs for all our countries in the Western Balkans, and this is really good. What else we're going to hear? I believe that we'll hear something more about EU strategy in the future, and that's of utmost importance for all of us. Thank you.
The EU wants more alignment in terms of sanctions on Russia. Is Serbia willing to do anything in that direction?
Serbia, of course, is an independent country, and we know our obligations regarding EU path, and we know our obligations on aligning with EU decisions, and but we also have a different situation regarding the territorial integrity of Serbia, which was violated in a most terrible way in 1999 and in 2008, and we'll discuss it with European officials today. Thank you very much.
What do you say to all the criticism that Serbia is too close to Russia?
That Serbia is too close to Russia. Serbia is an independent country. If it's easier for someone to criticize us and to say that we are close to Russia, yeah, that's just, Leibniz used to call it sufficient reason to criticize someone when you have nothing else to add. Just to tell you something, speaking about it, I believe that you all read and some of you wrote in last 9-10 months that Serbia was going under the instructions of Russian Federation to attack the others in the Balkans, to cause more uncertainties and instabilities and everything else. And we actually refuted that. We refuted that not by our statements, not by our declarations, but by our deeds. And, it's easy to expose any kind of allegations and falsities and fabrications against our country, but after all, the truth comes up and people see what the truth is. Serbia is an independent country, we are on our EU path, and that will remain so. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
President Vučić, any progress in the dialogue?
Let me first say that I am very happy to be in Tirana in a summit that is, I would say, a very important undertaking by both the Western Balkans as well as the European Union. So I really do hope that the conclusions as well as the declaration will showcase this unity of the European Union towards an accelerated process of the Western Balkans. At the same time, I'm here as the leader of the most pro-European country that there is, and in that sense we've shown that commitment towards the European Union and EU values in every single action that we have undertaken, especially when it comes to a 100% alignment with the EU on every single foreign policy and security decision, aligning on sanctions against Russia, as well as in rejecting every single malign influence of factors such as Russia and China. But at the same time, we need the EU to move from words to deeds, especially when it comes to visa liberalization for the citizens of Kosovo. But as you know, and as I will be announcing today here in front of all EU leaders, Kosovo will be submitting its application for EU membership by the end of this year. And of course, we hope for the full support of European Union members. To get to your question, this is a meeting between the EU and the Western Balkans. This is not the place for a dialogue or negotiations between Kosovo and Serbia. As you know, that's a separate process that, again, it's facilitated by the European Union in Brussels. But it's a process which we believe should be centered on mutual recognition and at the same time protect and preserve Kosovo's territorial integrity, sovereignty, its unitary character, as well as its constitutional system.
Last time there were complaints about the lack of progress in the session.
In the meantime, what happened was that both North Macedonia as well as Albania have moved on with opening accession talks. And of course, there was also a decision of EU ambassadors, unanimous decision to fully support visa liberalization for Kosovo, which we hope and believe, and we will urge all of the leaders today to vote in favor of in the conclusions of the 15th of December Council meeting. And that would be, I think, a huge step forward in giving a clear signal to the Western Balkans that it does matter whether you stand with EU values or not. Because sometimes, I have to admit, there are puzzled messages that are sent, because on one side you have countries that fully align with the European Union, and on the other side you have countries that fully align with Putin. They should not be treated the same. Whether you stand with Ukraine today or you stand with Russia should matter. Whether you have adopted sanctions against Russia or not should matter. And these are signals which the EU should send very, very clearly to all of the countries of the Western Balkans, because standing on the right side of history today is the least that should be expected of us.
Mr. Vučić called Mr. Putin a terrorist. How can you answer that? And how can
Unfortunately, Vučić is a continuation of a mentality that existed in Serbia in the 90s, and it's precisely this mentality that led to war and destruction and the killing of 150,000 civilians. That is a mentality that should be rejected by all. Let's wait for security to do its job. Is the only way forward towards reaching a final agreement that is centered on mutual recognition. Thank you all. Faleminderit shumë.
Non, mais je pense qu'il ne faut pas faire de grands cas, essayer de créer des polémiques là où il n'y en a pas. J'ai toujours dit la même chose, c'est-à-dire qu'à la fin dans la discussion de paix, il y aura des sujets territoriaux sur l'Ukraine, et ils appartiennent aux Ukrainiens, il y aura des sujets de sécurité collective sur toute la région. Et c'est la même chose que je dis depuis le début, la même chose sur quoi nous avons travaillé d'ailleurs en février-mars et qui en fait l'objet de discussion. Moi, je voulais dire que je suis très heureux d'être aujourd'hui en Albanie. Je remercie le Premier ministre Edi Rama pour ce sommet Union Européenne-Balkans. C'est un moment important pour nous de ce semestre et de cette présidence tchèque. Nous allons ici discuter de choses très concrètes. On avait à Brno poussé le projet de cyber qui va ici trouver un aboutissement. Nous avons aussi poussé une solidarité européenne à l'égard des Balkans occidentaux en matière d'énergie, et donc un fonds d'1 milliard d'euros va être déployé, avec donc des dispositifs en particulier d'aide directe vers les ménages et les entreprises de la part de l'Union européenne. Ce sont des avancées très concrètes de solidarité, puis c'est l'approfondissement et la densification de notre agenda politique. Et donc pour toutes ces raisons, ce sommet est une bonne opportunité. On aura l'occasion aussi, en particulier avec le chancelier Scholz et le Premier ministre Rutte, de se voir à part pour préparer le Conseil et d'avancer sur les sujets à la fois d'énergie et sur la question, comme vous le savez, de l'Inflation Reduction Act, que j'ai souhaité pousser ces dernières semaines pour qu'il y ait un réveil européen.
Monsieur le Président, vous n'avez dit pas de panique sur les délestages,
oui, je vous le confirme.
On apprend que même les Français soumis à des respirateurs, par exemple, ne seront pas épargnés.
Ce débat, je vous le dis, ce débat est absurde. Est absurde. Le rôle des autorités publiques, des entreprises publiques, ça n'est pas de transférer la peur, ni de gouverner par la peur. Et donc, le rôle du gouvernement, des ministres, des opérateurs, c'est de faire leur travail pour fournir de l'énergie. C'est tout. Et ensuite, c'est d'appeler chacun à la responsabilité pour qu'il y ait de la sobriété. C'est pas de commencer à faire peur aux gens avec des scénarios absurdes et des choses comme j'ai entendu ces dernières heures. Stop à tout ça. Nous sommes un grand pays, on a un grand modèle énergétique, nous allons tenir cet hiver malgré la guerre, et donc je demande à chacun de faire son travail. Le travail d'EDF, c'est de faire tourner les centrales. Le travail du gouvernement, c'est qu'il y ait une planification. Le travail de tout le monde, c'est qu'on déroule la sobriété. Les scénarios de la peur, pas pour moi. On reste tous unis et on avance.
Le plafonnement du gaz, le plafonnement du gaz, l'Europe n'est toujours pas d'accord. Comment on peut sortir de cette plafonnement?
Il y a des plafonnements qui ont été trouvés, hein, comme vous le savez. Déjà, il y a des accords qui ont été donnés. Moi, je l'ai déjà dit, on ne peut pas avoir un plafond trop bas, sinon on n'arrive pas à avoir des approvisionnements. Donc il faut qu'il y ait des accords techniques qui soient trouvés dans les prochains jours pour qu'on ait un plafonnement qui évite les effets d'emballement. Bon. Maintenant, ce qui est très clair, c'est que nous allons continuer de vrai. Il faut qu'il y ait un mécanisme de plafonnement pour éviter les pics. C'est ce qu'on a décidé en européen au dernier Conseil. La deuxième chose, c'est qu'il faut maintenant qu'on aille surtout à très court terme vers des contrats de plus long terme qui vont garantir à la fois la sécurisation du volume et les bons prix. Voilà, je vous remercie beaucoup et je remercie encore mon ami le Premier ministre Rama pour son invitation. Merci beaucoup. I want to tell you that we are very proud and happy to be here. My good friend Prime Minister Rama invited me several times. I'm here, but I will be back for a bilateral meeting. But with such a sunny weather, you can be extremely proud to welcome all the European Union.
Soon in Kosovo.
Optimistic about finding a solution between Kosovo and Serbia?
Look, this is an important day for the Western Balkans. This is an important day for the Western Balkans. It's the first summit with the European Union that takes place in the Western Balkans. And from our side, we are strongly committed with the region to support, to face the consequences of the war. The electricity prices has gone up a lot, and we are going to give an important financial support to the households. Also, Albania has been struck by cyber attacks. Since the first cyber attack, I talked with Prime Minister Rama, offered our support. Our experts are here to help Albania to face the cyber attacks and the hybrid threats coming as a consequence of the war. And also about the dialogue between Pristina and Belgrade. This is an important moment. The dispute about the plates has been over. Now they have to engage, they have to really engage on the dialogue with the proposal that they put on the table as facilitator with the strong support of Germany and France. The last version of the text was sent yesterday to Belgrade and today to Kosovo. And now they have to embark on discussions, and serious discussions, because this is a moment in which there is a big opportunity. Also, from the defense and security side, we are going to provide support to Bosnia and Herzegovina for demining. There are still a lot of mines in the fields, and people suffer the consequences. So we are going to provide with 10 million euros for a specific demining campaign in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Do you feel optimistic that the dialogue will come to an end successfully during next year? I'm extending it.
I am very activistic.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Borelj.
Migration.
Migration will also be very high.
Can you share any points from the last document that you are saying that you signed yesterday to Belgrade and Pristina?
I'm sorry, I cannot share the content.
And what about the deadline of March 2023? That
Look, I think we don't have to put artificial deadlines, but to start working. The important thing is not to fix the date, but the speed in which we work. That's the time to work.